My love, you got me dreaming that you're next to me. And my love, there is no place I would rather be.
Jesus Christ. What's going on, guys? We're in a 2009 ISF today. The car's making around 500 with the crank and 400 wheel. It's simple bolt-ons. You got headers, intake, tune. What I'm curious about is the suspension. It has KWv3s, so it's definitely gonna ride a lot better than stock. So let's see how it goes. Now, I did already get to review this car, and all the footage ended up being unusable because it was pitch dark outside. So this is my second time in the car, but I think it's still gonna impress me. Oh, it's so darky again. Is it? Yeah. The pedal is just so sensitive. I don't think I've driven any other car that's had this sensitive of pedal. Like even the M3 feels less sensitive. Traction control's off. This car is definitely very torquey. The pedal is very sensitive. Coming from an E90 M3, it actually feels a little more sensitive. We're gonna go through some twisties up here. Churning feels already immediate. It's already slided. Roads are still wet from earlier today, so we're definitely getting some wheel spin here. Got a second gear pull. That sounds amazing. The shifts in these cars dramatically increase when you're up top in the RPM. Versus when they're down low, they seem to be a little bit slow, but once you get an higher RPM, they shift very close to like a DCT would. McLaren. Yeah, is that a P1? Cool fact about these cars is that actually the first 8-speed automatic was designed by Toyota, and a lot of people speculate if the Toyota transmission was the first 8-speed. So these cars very well could have come with one of the first 8-speed automatics there was. But if you guys know any more info about it, definitely leave a comment, because we're trying to figure that out ourselves. Being an 8-speed, it's really nice to go down through the gears. You have a lot more than you expect. A little first gear pull right here. Squirrely, gets grip. It definitely pulls hard. This car also came with drilled and slotted brakes from the factory, so you get really good bite for a stock car. We have Pilot Sports on it right now, but with this torque and this horsepower, we still have trouble putting it down. But at higher RPMs, we definitely get more grip. You can trail brake this car right into a corner, and you're comfortable driving it. It's not gonna snap at you when you're not expecting it. It will snap at you when you are expecting it. So if you are gonna drive it hard, expect it to snap. But if you're driving it calmly, you're gonna be fine most of the time. So depending on the mileage that you're looking for these cars, you can roughly get them for around 30 grand to 32. But it's a good buy, because a lot of the owners of these cars realize that the car is going up in value. So you kind of got that old NSX style that you had a couple years back where people were buying used NSXs. The appreciation on them is just going up. So if you're in the used market for a 4-door V8, this is a good buy, because you can expect these cars to start going up in value. There's also less than 5,500 made of these cars, so they're definitely not something that you see every day, and really helps their appreciation value. So you definitely feel like you're not in a IS350 or IS250 by any means. Roll the windows up in this car, put it in the 8th gear, and just cruise. And we're at 1700 RPM right now. You're not getting much drone. Keep in mind, we have long tube headers and a straight pipe exhaust practically right after, with 2 secondary catalytic converters still there. So it's by no means a quiet car, but it's definitely quiet for what it is. We are in sport mode, so definitely don't have it in its normal mode. No point for that, because if you're buying this car, you're gonna have it in sport all the time. Those downshifts sound really nice. They're very aggressive, they're super crisp. Definitely can see the Lexus theme going on here with all the blue engravings and the F symbol and on the paddles. That sounds good. A nice, cool feature that they don't really talk about when you're looking at ISFs is that you actually get Chewbacca mode. So basically you get on the gas right here, Chewbacca is just activated right away. It just definitely gets squirrely in first gear. A really nice thing that I hear about from the owner and from some other owners of ISFs is they're not hard to maintain at all. Just tires, brakes, and oil. And he's driven this car from around low 20,000 miles to 115. No issues at all. Just keep with your standard maintenance and miles for days. Or should I say smiles for days with this exhaust. See what I mean? This is definitely not a nice car, it's an angry car. The exhaust is just beautiful. I'd be very curious how this car would be running with a 5.0 and just some simple bolt-ons. I have heard from the owner that he's definitely been able to pull and keep up with some modified GTs. One thing I really like about it is it's very cozy in here. So compared to the M3 owners, that most enthusiasts are buying M3s, either an E90 or an E92 chassis for the performance, but you get a lot out of the ISF, and I think it's very understated. You get really good comfort, you have plenty of room in here, the back seats are not super small, and you get good performance. Maybe not M3 performance, but still really good performance. You definitely get a lot of stares in this car because this thing is just menacing. You've got black wheels, it's lowered, it's fully black trim. Honestly looks like the Grim Reaper just driving down the road. In Chewbacca mode. This was definitely a really fun car. If you're in the market and you want to end up having a car that's not going to be depreciating in value and still have a lot of fun with it, definitely look at some ISFs. They make really good power with some bolt-ons. And you can check out the owner's Instagram at Roll Credits Lexus. Keep up with the feed. This is an awesome car, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Peace out.